And so there was this man and his camel, and they was walking through the desert when nightfall fell upon them, and they decided to stop and make camp for the night. And so the guy took off from his camel, started a little fire, pitched his tent, and went on to bed. A few moments into the night, he heard some rustling outside the tent and woke up and arose, and the camel was sticking his head through the tent door. And the man said, "What are you doing?" And the camel said, "It's awfully cold outside. I was wondering if I could just lay my head in here." And the guy said, "Well, yeah, that's just fine. Totally okay with me." So they lay back down, and a moment later, he hears some more rustling, and the camel's bringing a front leg in the door. And he said, "My feet were getting cold. I hope you don't mind. It's just one little leg. I'll put it in here. You'll never even know it's in here." And the guy said, "That's okay." A few moments later, he's bringing his second front leg in. Moments after that, he asked to bring one of his back legs in. And if you can guess, moments after that, he brings his fourth back leg in. And he says, "You don't mind, do you?" And the guy said, "No, I don't guess. You're already in here now." And he was aggravated. And he was trying to pull the covers out from underneath this camel. And the man said, "Boy, it sure is getting crowded in here." And the camel said, "Buddy, if you don't like it, you can get out." Sin has a way of appearing in our lives the exact same way as that camel intruded on that man in his own tent. Sin seldom jumps right out and just grabs a hold of us. It likes to creep up and slowly draw us in, just a little bit at a time. Sin will cause our living personal relationships with the people we know and love, and our spiritual relationship with God to deteriorate gradually. And so it's almost human nature that we adapt to these conditions instead of getting away from them. We often think, just this one time couldn't hurt, or whatever the temptation may be, just one drink, just everybody else is doing it, so it'll be okay if I do it this one time. The problem with sin is it always takes us further than we ever expect for it to take us. And this continues until we are no longer strong enough to escape, and we find ourselves completely enslaved to sin. Just like this man did not have the foresight to think, well, if I let the head in, the rest is going to come in, and it will be crowded. He didn't realize how crowded it was going to be until there was a whole camel in his tent. And we can be the exact same way. We don't know how enslaved we are until we just realize we're completely enslaved. We don't see ourselves becoming a slave until it's too late. We don't see ourselves ever becoming lost until we realize we're lost. And it's unfortunate for some people. They don't realize they're lost while they're still alive. But thank God that Jesus offers to save everyone who believes in him from the power and the deceitfulness of sin. Paul, in the 6th chapter of Romans, asks a question I think is pretty fitting for tonight on this topic. Romans chapter 6, verse 16. It says, "Do you not know that if you present yourself to anyone as obedient slaves, you are slaves of the one whom you obey, either of sin, which leads to death, or of obedience, which leads to righteousness?" And so that's my question off of that question for y'all tonight for the invitation. Can we right now realize who we are obeying? Who are we a slave to? Are we obeying more of our temptations and the things of this world? Are we a slave to the things of this world? Or are we obeying the things that is righteous and the things that are that is of God? Also, in the book of Romans, just a little before that, it says that the way to completely distinguish this body of sin is to be baptized. And if there's anybody here tonight that has not yet been baptized, that is living of this world, you have the opportunity right now to come forward and let us save you from this world. Perhaps somebody's here that's done been baptized, but they didn't really fully immerse themselves with the righteous way after baptism. And they found themselves maybe not as free from sin as they was hoping that they would be. Well, if you make that known to us today, we'd be more than glad to help you in any way that we can, pray for you, talk to you, encourage you, do whatever it takes to get you back on this walk as a Christian. So whatever your need is tonight, please make it known as we stand and as we sing.